Hello guys, welcome back to the bench, and it's been about a week at least, for I had some trouble, if you guys noticed, and many of you did, in the community section with my collapsing of one of my shelves that is behind us. I'll show you that in a minute, and I do want to show you some new products that I've gotten in, namely airbrush holders. I've had the opportunity, let me see, let's get this bright orange out of the way. That's also a new product I'm going to show you. All right, check this out. This is from Harbor Freight, and I think it was only $10, but I've had the opportunity to collect a few more of the Badger airbrushes, the chrome, the Sotar. I got another Patriot with a smaller needle in it, so we'll be reviewing these soon. This is a very fine needle. I think this is a 0.2 millimeter, so we will be going over those. But anyway, I needed more room for my brushes. And I noticed this when I was shopping once again at Harbor Freight, and you know what? It works terrific. It even has cutouts in the bottom for my airbrush with the Mac valve, my Pro Combo. See that? It fits right in. And then you can have hangers up here, and then these can be adjusted, so you have your cup at the perfect level. You know, you can. This red part goes back and forth. You adjust it here with the screw, and you can even turn these however way you want them. I just happen to have them like this. Suction cups if you have a table, but it's pretty. It's solid. It's everything's steel on this thing, so it's really heavy. It weighs down really good. And my other holder came in yesterday. This is from Amazon because I wanted one that's more readily available while I'm working. And look at that. All right, let me show you this. Check this out. Oh, let's get the Patriot here. Isn't that great? So look at that. So while I'm working, you know, I am going to secure it. You know, it's a little springy with all of them on it. But when I secure this down to my bench, it should be fine. And they go in really good. So I thought that was pretty nice. I think this was under $20 also. And I believe you can take the bottom off. Yeah, and you can add more weight to it if that's the way you want to go. And it even comes with extra holders for... if you don't have a gravity feed, it's got it in reverse. So the top is solid and the bottom has the cutout. So if you have gravity feed airbrushes, which I don't use, you can just switch to these. How great is that? Isn't that awesome? All right, I'm going to move this over to near the booth. I wanted to show you guys that. All right, I can't put a link up to that. Well, it might be on their website. I'll see if it's on their website. Now this I got from one of my subscribers. He 3D printed, can you see it? These pieces from a 3D printer, and they lock together. This Hexagon design locks together, and you can make it any way you want, and it holds perfectly. I shaped it like this, the Mr. Color lineup size, or the Tamiya, the smaller size. These are the 10s, the 10 milliliters. Now I can't get these in my area. I don't even know how I got this. I must have ordered it. All I can get is the big size. To me, is which everybody seems to want, and that's all I can get. I can't get these little ones in my area unless I order these online, but these fit in here too. It's the same jar actually, as you can tell. In Japan they probably use this is probably a standard size, whereas the larger jar seems to be more of a worldwide size. You see that? It holds the Tamiyas also, but obviously you see my collection. I'll need way more than just this, but you know what this is good for? You pull out, if you're going by your Gundam guides, excuse me guys, in the instructions it has the numbers of all the Mr. Color stuff, so you could just pull everything out you need for the kit and keep that in the corner while you're building. You'll have everything right at your hand, especially for me. I got to reach over a couple feet away, at least 6 feet away, to get my paint or behind me. When I'm building, I like to pull everything down and get it ready, and that's what I'm going to use this for. I will put a link in the description below. You can get these from my buddy, and I believe it's an Instagram account. I'm not sure. I'll when I post this video, I'll have everything in the descriptions below. And I'll try to list it probably as a Hexagon paint display. Maybe I'll do that, the orange Hexagon paint display. You won't be able to miss it. I'll have it labeled pretty good. All right. A couple more things before we go. I got this at Hobby Lobby. I'm not a diecast guy at all, but I do love my Nissans. I love classic Nissans. And This was 40% off because it came up as a model kit. So from 30 bucks, it was like 18. And it's really nice. I'm not a die cast guy, but I like to have this heavier die cast, almost toy type stuff on my bench, because when I move my plastic Gundams around, they kind of get ruined and a little loose. And whereas this stuff, this model rocket I just put together from Estes, yeah, I just like to have little things on the desk that can kind of take a beating, and this kind of meets that criteria. And that's the only reason I got it. Plus, it's a Nissan, and it was marked down. I love old Nissans. I just do. I'm a sucker for these things. But put that in the corner before we begin our test. Now let me show you the shelf behind me, and show you what I did, and then we'll get on with the acrylic Artist 2 paint test. I'm going to pause the camera and flip it around. Okay, guys, here we go. I'm literally flipped around. I'm holding the camera. I'm going to try and keep it steady, but I'll show you where I was just sitting, just so you know. See it? It was directly behind me. And there it is. That's the wall that fell down. All of this. And what I did was I bolted it to the studs, anchored everything down. It's got a rail now at the top that it's all hanging off of. And I might go even further and put little rods that support this from the ground up to even support more, because this stuff is heavy. Particularly that display paint and those glass jars. Those are thick. Those things are heavy. I'll get a little closer, show you in a minute. But from here I want to show you I bought these LED lights underneath. $9.99 a piece at Walmart. Look at those babies. And I just wired them to behind the bench. And there you are. Now I get nice full lighting. And this light at the top, you can see this chain right here. I just tilted the light. That's it. So I'm just angling the light by hooking it up right there. And that takes care of the top shelf. So now that I'm standing up, let me show you what we got. Here is the Tamiya sprays into display lineup paints. I got miscellaneous back here. These are my metallizers in the spray can from Model Master. Those are gone. I grabbed them before they were disappeared. All right, let's go back down here. Check this out, guys. Finally in the house. Tamiya enamels. This test is coming up hopefully this week. Look at that. I am so happy, and they were very inexpensive too. And I got the thinner too. So I'm excited for that. I put the Tamiyas in here. They fit good. They're on a little bit of an angle. They didn't quite fit in the shelf, but hey, look how nice they look. Here's my Model Masters. These came in today. I picked these up at my local hobby shop. These are all my aircraft colors from my planes I'm going to start working on. Dark gull gray. These are all the federal standard aircraft colors. I got to collect them all, as those are starting to disappear too. Here's the Revels that I put into the empty Tamiya jars. Here's my testers enamels. Revell acrylics. Here's my collection that just came in. Half of these just came in from Wicked Colors. These are all their new pearlized colors. Beautiful, beautiful colors. So this test is coming up very soon. I'm working on this right now, actually. And back there is the Candy O colors. That's another test. My metallizer paints from Model Master. My Humbles. And that's it. And below is, here's where I keep my primers. Here's all my thinners and reducers. And this is a soundbar from TCL. This is, I had this on my TV, but I got two of them. And it's Bluetooth, and I feed my phone with my all my music on. I have tons of metal. I'm a big metal guy. And I sit down here, I Bluetooth it to this. This thing sounds awesome. Look at the subwoofers underneath it. See it? And it pushes against the bottom. So real nice sound. And the metal sounds are really good coming out of it. And that's about it. I want to show you a couple of kits I just got. The Zgok here, the Zgok. This is Char's. All of a sudden, hard to find. Local store had one, so I grabbed it. And let me show you what else. Let's go up here. Space $19.99. I got in the new, here we go, once again, the 240 from Tamiya. This just came out last week, the new Nissan. And I got to show you something else. Here we go. The gun tank all of a sudden is hard to find. Do you believe this? This is like 150 to 200 on eBay all of a sudden, and I'm not quite sure why. I just watched Star Trek Beyond, and here is the USS Franklin, the ship that they discovered on the abandoned planet. And that's all. Here's my Perfect Grade Unleashed that just came in, and a few other kits over here. Captain Harlock, which I love. And this little Camaro just came out. Look at that. That's from my youth. That's when I went to high school. And that's it. I am going to show you one more thing. So please forgive me if the camera is shaky. Here it is. That's the filter material for the spray booth. I just take the one that came with it, and I bought this roll. I think it was 10 bucks. Look at it. It's the same material that's in the spray booth. That's it. And I just cut it to size and shoved it in there, and it's perfect. It's literally a quarter of the price of the regular one, and I compared them. They're like identical. It works great too. I tested it a few times already. This is the bag it came in, so I just left it in it. So I'll have the link up there too if you guys need some filter pads. It's in this. This link is also in the spray booth test video that I did, the unboxing. So it's there too. And I found it best on eBay, but I do have the link to where I got it. And took about a week to get it, but I didn't need it right away. And that's what I wanted to show you, the filter pads for that. And all the other little things I showed you, we're caught up. So I'm going to pause this, put it back on the bracket, and then we're going to show you how to airbrush artist acrylic tube paints. All right, guys, here we are back at the bench. And this is the variety of artist paints that I purchased. I got Master's Touch, Liquitex. This is Master's Touch again. Should be over there. Master's Touch Thick Body Acrylic. These are even a heavier pigment. I wanted to try them too. Iridescent Bright Silver. Good color. We'll go over the colors right now. And Grumbacher. This is an iridescent white. Iridescent Bright Silver. Vivid Lime Green. Gold. This should be with them. Let's move this over. Gold. And this is there's a metallic in there. It's an actual, a metal gold. Iridescent graphite, beautiful color. Silver. There we are, silver. All right. Brown red, but this is copper, and you can see the shine to it. It's got the metallic in it. Titanium white, a pure white. You can see the price on them, $5.99. Orange. Yellow deep. There's like 5 yellows to choose from. I figured this would look good on camera, so I grabbed that one. Permanent black. Vermilion red. And Viridian. $5.99. These were actually either 40 or 50% off. They were 50% off. And I think the sale's coming up next week because it's been 2 weeks since the sale ran. They go every 1 to 2 weeks and they rotate the sale out, making these things $2.98 or something a piece. And for the amount you're getting in here, and we're going to cut this in half, you're getting a lot of paint. So it's one of the reasons why I want to show it, because the value is there. Now, how we're going to thin it is we're going to use my homemade tea for thinner. Watch my old video if you haven't already on making your own thinner. We can also try it with windshield washer fluid like I do the craft paint. And here's the flow medium. This helps it. This is like a retarder flow improver like from Vallejo. And this says to mix it for a thin consistency and a glossy finish. And it prevents cracking. So this is perfect. This is basically their flow improver. I tried thinning it with this and a drop of this also. And I think I thinned one. Yeah, you can actually thin it with this. Just thin it right out with this. So you can just use that. But this is not being cheap. We're trying to get out cheap here. This is $9. This costs more than all the tubes of paint. Even if you see $10 on this, it was Master's Touch, which is half price, making this $5. So even that was cheap. The Grumbacher goes on sale. Liquitex rarely goes on sale. That's why you only see 2 of those. We're doing this for the value. I'm going to spray maybe 3 or 4 of them. I've done a few off camera already, so we'll go through the colors. And I'm going to show you guys how to thin it now. And then we're going to show you how I clean out the airbrush with my hot water brewed from a Keurig K-Cup brewer. That's hot water in there now. So let me pause the camera, and I'm going to pick a few colors. And I'm going to show you how we're going to thin them. All right, guys, here we go. We'll start with some yellow, and I want to show you. Don't go nuts trying to squeeze it. They come sealed, which is a good sign. Matter of fact, you should check in the store if they're all sealed, because if someone returned one, they stuck it back on the shelf, you're going to have one that was exposed. Put your cap back on. And there you go. Now we're only going to be spraying a few spoons. I primed the spoons. Be aware of that. I think you should always use primer when using an acrylic. So we're just going to squeeze some in. That should do it. I'll put a little more for the camera, but that should do it. And this stuff needs absolutely no shaking at all. The pigment is just already blended perfectly. So always make sure you get the snap to keep that completely from drying out. All right, we'll start with my homemade thinner. You got to go 50-50. Now, it's hard to tell because of how it is, but you guys will know. You can start with this. It's very, very thick. So you'll see it, what I'm talking about. It's just lingering in there. And if it's too thin, we'll just add some more. And there you go. I'm going to show you what it should look like once it's thin. Now this, you're going to see some chunkies. I've been getting this. See the chunkies? But believe it or not, it actually, as you keep stirring it, it breaks down. And that's just what you're looking for. It's exactly what you're looking for. Now let me show you how I ended up blending this stuff well. I got to reach across here, guys, and get my paint stirrer. 1 second. All right, guys, I'm back. I got my Badger paint stirrer. I got my cup. I use a shot glass to clean my paint stirrer with. I went and got that filled up off camera. All right, what you do is you see that? It's like I'm blending eggs. I'm beating an egg or something. That is blended. Oops, now we made a mess. Now watch this. Just put it in here. And always please keep a paper towel handy. There you go. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend up all the other colors. Same way, I'll use different thinners. I'll let you know which thinner we're using. But there's no difference. And everything I've tested, people thought the blue of the windshield washer fluid changes it. It actually doesn't. It doesn't change the color. But you can see by dragging it along the cup, it'll leave behind the pigment. Can you see it? And that's still a perfect consistency. It's perfect. Now I'm going to use my Badger. Cut these in half. I like to do that. Stretches them out. I'm going to use my Badger Patriot, which I think is a 0.5 millimeter needle, which is perfect for this. It's a little on the thick side, and it'll go perfectly. I'll make sure I do a metallic, and maybe we'll do one of these thick bodies here, and we'll pick a couple other colors here. And then, of course, I did some already so you guys can see it, but I picked some bright ones because it shows up well on the camera, so we will do that. All right, guys, let me mix up a few more of these, and we'll head over to the bench, to the booth. All right, guys, here we are at the booth. We're going to start with Yellow Deep from Master's Touch. It's the first one I blended, and we're going to go over a prime spoon. I think this is Mr. Surfacer in the spray can. I just primed a bunch of white spoons. You should always use primer when using these acrylic paints. Most acrylic paints, you should be using a primer, help it stick. Here it is in the cup. You saw me thin it out. I did the rest the same way. I use different ways of thinning, and I will show you that in a second. But here we go. 15 psi, maybe even 12. You don't want to pull back a lot. You want to do very little. Keep a distance about 3 inches. You're going to get your first layer so you can actually see it's tinted to its color. I'll do it in the light here. So, my technique, if you watch my video on how to airbrush acrylics, you're just going to pull down, showing you there's no paint, and air dry it for about 20 seconds. Nice and dry. It'll go again at the same distance, very light. It's very heavy pigment, so this is going to cover quickly. Now we're coming into the deepness of the color yellow. Once again, I'm showing you again, it's just air. Blow dry this baby for about 20 seconds. Now we're going to come in a little heavier. And everything at this point, you should be fine. I find this paint really difficult to get it to run if you're basically just being a little careful and not going mega heavy. It shouldn't run at all. And you guys are going to be really impressed with the results. Look at that. I'll show you better under the lights at the bench. Very impressive. Very impressive. We used hardly any paint, and that tube is going to get you a lot of bang for your buck. I'm going to go put this in the food dehydrator at about 130 degrees for about 20 minutes. It'll fully cure it. I'm going to go do that now, and I'll be back with the next color. Alright, next up, guys, we have gold. Just simply gold. Again, we'll go with a white spoon. I turned the air pressure up to 15 on this with the metallics. I like to go a little higher on air pressure. Let's do the same thing. We're going to go from a big distance and get our surface kind of prepped, we'll say. Right? Look at that. It's already starting to show its gold coloring. Again, we're going to go through with the air drying. If you have a lot of pieces to do when you're doing a kit, you can just put the piece down, move on to the next, move on to the next with the first coat. By the time you come back, you'll have this probably dried anyway. You don't have to do what I'm doing. But if you want to do a couple of pieces and you want to get it done quicker, you could do this quick air drying thing that I do. I'm just flashing it off. You can kind of tell when it's ready. It dulls itself out. You'll see it, you know, in person. And I could tell already it's dull, so that. We're looking at good gold already. A really good looking gold too, like one of the expensive hobby colors. It looks really good. If you use their flow improver, it says it adds, I read it to you, a gloss sheen. So I put it in a few of these. I'm going to see if we do get that glossy sheen at the end. I think it's going to make it semi-gloss is what I think it's going to do. Alright, we're looking dry. Let's go in. Alright, I think we can come in now for a wet coat. Yep, there it goes. And it becomes the gold that it is. Check that out. Whoa, that nice a what? It sprays like a lacquer practically. Alright, I'm going to go put this in the dehydrator at 130 degrees. We'll be back with another color. Alright guys, next up is orange. Once again, a plastic spoon, primed with Mr. Hobby, Mr. Surfacer, white 1000 I think, 1200 I think. And again, we're going to go from a distance of about 4 inches. These are going to cover quickly. These reds and oranges, they have a real heavy pigment in them. Blues. Right, there you go. Now from a distance, we're going to get it to dry really fast. The further out you get, the more the drier, the faster it's going to dry when it hits the surface. And that's kind of what we want with this, because we want it to create kind of its own primer for the next layer to stick upon. And that's why I do that, and then I hit the drying like this. It's pretty much dry already because we went the big distance. We're going to do the same distance again. I'm only doing this to avoid runs. If you go right in, you're going to get heavy runs. If you just do this process, even at this point, you could probably start going on heavy. You're probably not going to get your runs at all. It should stick really good to itself. That's fully dry. Yeah, now you can tell when the color takes shape that it's starting to match its actual color. That's the final layer. You can see if you get any orange peel in there. You can go in and just hit those areas. And there you go. An absolutely stunning deep orange. Look at that. That is great. Let's test this. If it runs, if we go in close. It's not really the airbrush for this. No, it's not bad. Look. It doesn't splatter at all. Look. Really good. Check that out. Not bad. Go figure, huh? $2.90 tube paint. Check this out. It's durable too. I've tested some when it dried. Alright guys, let me wash this out. Hot water. I'll put this in the dehydrator. We'll go back at the bench and I'll show you what we've got done. Alright guys, here we are. We are back at the bench. And these are the ones I painted. And I did the few on camera and a bunch off camera, so I can have some drying in time to do a tape test. And I think this stuff is really good. This is even better than the craft paint. Quality wise, the craft paint is a lot cheaper unless you go with the when you grab this on sale at $2.90 a bottle. You're not going to beat this because you're doubling the size at this point, if you think about it. At least 50-50 minimum on the thinning, minimum. Get it to that consistency of milk and then you're good. I used a little bit of flow in all three. You can probably thin it completely with this if you want, but like I said, it's expensive. I did one of them. I can't think which one. I'd use this. No difference. And primarily I use my, look how much of it I've been using, my homemade thinner. And like I said, I'll put a link below to the video of the homemade thinner. This works really good for these basic acrylics, I'll say that. And let's go ahead and see what we got for colors. All right, this is the Viridian. Okay, they're slightly different shades. You can see the brightness here. This is over, I think this is over gray, and this is over white. Look at that. And it's durable. I'll do a tape test at the end. All right, Vermilion. Beautiful red. Check that out. Look at this. And then on top of this, you can spray any acrylic, I'm guessing. Once it hardens, you can probably put anything over it, but I'm guessing a dull coat or a gloss coat. Probably look good on a car kit, for God's sakes. Look how good it comes out. All right, this is the orange. I think we did this one on camera. Orange. Is that beautiful or what? Trying to get my new light here adjusted so it looks good. Let's see. Our new BenQ lighting. Look at that. All right. Yellow. We did this on camera, I believe. Look at that. Doesn't match the cap at all, though. This is what I'm disappointed in. Some of these don't really match. Actually, you get close. If you guys could see the camera, it actually matches the paint more than it does showing in the tube. But it's a beautiful yellow. I think if you put another layer or two, you get down to this deeper color, because the orange was a little on the brighter side. Then I put in that final wet coat, and it came in with this deeper color. Same with the red. So I'm guessing if I went a little further with the yellow. However, this is a yellow I do like. I do like this bright yellow, but it doesn't quite match here. I'm thinking it needed another coat. And if you want to reach this color, I guess you could put it over a primer of a darker shade. This one over white. I guess you could put it over even a yellow primer, which I do have, or a gray primer. This is red brown. This is the metallic copper. I mean, how beautiful is this? This is over gray primer. It's a little duller in person if you could see it. And yeah, you can probably see it right there. And this is over white primer. Is that beautiful? That'd be a great project, you know, building a Gunpla kit on the cheap using all these paints. Even if you take just a few of the primaries and mix your own colors too. These mix really well together. Beautiful color. Titanium white. It looks like I'm holding up my white spoon. This is over gray. Now you can see it. I wish you could see it. You really can't. Oh, there it is. See the gray coming through? which is great. I think this is a beautiful color for a lot of Gunpla. I don't like the pure white of the kits. I always liked an off-white, and that's why I actually have a lot of off-white on my shelf. But there it is right there. You use this titanium over a gray primer, you're going to get that off-white look. Really, really cool. Almost a white gray. But it does come out pure white, though, over white. It's a really good-looking white. It's a snowy white. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm going to hit the camera. Hold on, guys. Here we go. All right, gold. That's one. Two, I think I did one over gray, one over white. But on this one, for some reason, it didn't make a difference. I'm not quite sure why. Probably the pigments were too thick. But it's a nice gold. Silver. Isn't that great? Look at that. That's a great silver right there. That's good for a frame. This one almost matches perfect. It's kind of a bluish tint there, but when you angle it, you get the same. See it? Get the same colors. All right, and I tried the thick body earlier in the week. Let me see. There you go. See it? Real heavy pigmentation in this, but it cleaned up really nice. It blended nice, no problem, no real difference. It seems a bit smoother than some of these others, but I think this is over white primer and this is over plastic. Look at this. I used a different spoon so I can tell I put it over plastic, and you know what? It stuck fantastic. Matter of fact, let's do it now. Oop. Dominoes, guys, dominoes. That's why I don't like standing this stuff up. The rocket is off the launching pad. All right, check this out. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do the tape test. This is over plastic. Nothing, not even a nothing. Let's try it over the primer. I'm pushing this on really hard too, guys. Broke the tape first. So there you go. It is durable. I wanted to do it on one of these other ones because it's been sitting most of the week. And I know that the longer it sits, the more durable it gets. And some of these, if I even rub it, you're going to get some marks. But if you wait, you get nothing. It's just super durable. Look at that. Isn't that a great color too? That's a good accent color. So, tape test, it passed. Thick body, iridescent silver. This is over a black spoon. Check that out. This is over the primered spoon, white. You can see the difference there. Again, not the best looking silver if you've seen it in person, but pretty damn nice compared to some of these other professional ones I've gotten I haven't liked at all. All right, and the last one, Grumbacher's iridescent white. All right, here we go. That's over white primer, gray primer. Almost like the white we did over here. But it's got a pearlescence to it. You can kind of see it there. I'm trying to get adjusted with this lighting. Let's try a different lighting. How's that? That's a little dull, but you can probably see it better. That's it. That's the same cup of airbrush. Picked up a gray spoon and a white spoon. Look at that. But if you can see the iridescence in it, there it is. Let me turn up my light again. Look at that. So, that's it, guys. Try not to tumble them again. How many bloopers we got today? Man, oh man. Anyway, there you go. That's a pretty good array to show you guys the different brands, how they go on. I do like this Master's Touch, particularly at $6, half price, making it $3 when you catch them on sale. These went on, they seem to go on the best. I'm not quite sure why. And the thick body also is really fantastic. Not as many to choose from. It costs more. Again, you got to go half price, so $5. It does clean up easy. I recommend this in all my videos when I do, particularly in my acrylic paint test. My hands were covered at the end of this test. I just washed them before this. Look at this. That's like a little bit, like a dime full water gone. This stuff is fantastic. I'll try, if I remember, I'll put the link in the description for that hand cleaner. So, and that's it. Be sure to make your own thinner again. And that, along with the process of using these, you're going to save yourself some money. A lot of colors to choose from. I mean, there's like 6 shades of yellow, 6 shades of red, blue. You know, I tried to pick ones that come up good on camera. That's how I chose. And I think you can do no wrong with these, personally. I got all these at Hobby Lobby based on their weekly sales. And that is it. That's the test for the week. And we will see you early next week with another test. I'm going to be testing another alternative. This time I'm going to be airbrushing these inks onto plastic. All right, and then right after that we're going to do this FX cosplay paints, and these are cheap. These are $3.99, and these were half price, so these were $2 a piece. Look at the size of that jar. And these should be, yep, these come sealed. So far so good on the early test on this. Really good, really good. And that's it for now, guys. Please do me a favor, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. And we have plenty more to go, plenty more tests to go. Any request, put them in the description, in the comment section below. I'll do everything I can to test everything you guys want me to test. And in the meantime, I want you guys to have a great weekend, and we will see you early next week.